Good afternoon, sir.
So your
Good afternoon,
contact
sir.
lens. Yeah, good afternoon.
Hello,
So
good afternoon, sir.
can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. It's
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Drinking coffee first.
Okay.
Okay. What is the subject? What is the subject?
Analisis percakapan bahasa Inggris, sir.
Okay, conversation analysis.
This conversational analysis.
Conversation analysis. So we have how many students together?
18, sir.
18.
Yeah.
So we missed one. Yeah, missed two.
Two.
Still
Yang dua lagi
seven.
izin, sir.
Okay.
There's something.
Conversation analysis. So what is the difference between conversation analysis and discourse analysis? Actually,
Discourse related to text, but conversation, I think, related to spoken language.
so it's different,
Between
the conversation and text. What is
spoken and
different between text and discourse? What we mean by text and what we mean by discourse? Is there any differences between the both text and discourse? Because we have discourse analysis, we have conversation analysis, we have text analysis. So what are they? What kind of junk food are they? Right. So it's just opening your mind, opening or breaking ice. Yeah. You just open widely related to our subject. Discourse analysis, conversation analysis, text analysis, what kind of junk foods, all of them. Because at least we have to know exactly the what you call the cuts, the cuts of the subject, conversation analysis, text analysis, and conversation analysis. Are they related, or are they separated each other, or they have? Are they have? Sorry, I can say that the three of them, if we compare or if we try to what do you call to link, because they have their own purpose in analysis. So what we mean by text analysis, discourse analysis, and conversation analysis? Are they the same? Are they different? If they are different, in which part they are different? In which junction they are separated? Hello, can you hear my voice? Hello. Cynthia,
Yes.
Can you hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So what we mean by my question just now? Text analysis, discourse analysis, and conversation analysis.
All right, sir. In conversation analysis, the function of language is look at in the terms of the design of utterances, sir. While for the discourse analysis, it's looks at how we construct meaning throughout a text. So, and it looking at two or more people talking, sir.
Text analysis.
Text analysis.
Because there are three:
Wow.
text analysis, discourse analysis, and conversation analysis.
Okay, so for text analysis, it looks at with a picture than the sentence, sir, which differentiate
So are we
it from a
talking
lot of
about
grammatical
sentence?
analysis.
Are we talking about sentence in this text analysis?
Yes, sir.
What about in discourse analysis?
In discourse analysis could be analysis of any text also, sir. But it would include written text.
What is the content of the text? What is the content of the discourse?
Sentence, sir.
Sentence. Still talking about sentence. Means that they are the same. That we are analyzing sentence. Text consists of sentences. Discourse consists of sentences. Conversation is also consists of sentences. Go on.
So, sir, text analysis focus on written or textual data like that. Sir.
What about conversation?
And about conversation, like specifically concentrate on spoken interaction, dissecting the structure and organization of conversation.
What kind of tool they are doing the interaction?
Doing in conversation.
Yeah. What is the content of conversation?
The content, it's like how to say, like specific form of analysis, specific form of discourse analysis that dips deep into the structure and organization of spoken interaction.
Another opinion, please. Another opinion.
May I, sir?
Okay, go on.
Okay.
So for
Who is
text
this?
analysis, it focus on examination of the structure and features of written text. For the goal to interpret, understand, and derive meaning from written text, and the methods may involve vocabulary, grammar, semantic, stylistic device, text organization, and more. And for the application, used in diverse fields like literature, communication studies, media analysis, and computational linguistics. So that's for text analysis. For
Okay. Who says this? Who says this?
Wait, sir.
Is this your own opinion,
No.
or you take
No.
from a text, take from book?
I take from wait. Let me check the expert site so I can find the.
Sir,
Yep, go on.
you
Go on.
asked me about the situation. Just now, like in the conversation, it's in interview or dialogue.
Interview or dialogue?
Yeah, dialogue.
So
Yeah.
Is it in conversation?
Yes, sir.
What
I
about in
think.
text analysis? Can we analyze text about the dialogue?
Yeah. Ye- I think we can we just can yeah sir. Dialogue
Okay.
but in the text sir.
Now listen carefully, yeah.
Okay sir.
Listen, all of you, listen carefully. Okay, because we are in S2 program, postgraduate program. Whatever we said, whatever we uttered, should be based on the expert idea, knowledge. Okay. So that's why I suggest you to read many books. Yeah, to read many books and to quote many ideas, to quote many knowledge related to computer analysis. Okay, so it is not simply you say this and you read this from a source, but it is impolite if you do not say somebody says that. Okay, or Skegolf says that you can give definition text analysis according to blah 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 blah. Okay, discourse analysis means according to blah blah blah. Say the idea of somebody or expert at this. Okay, because we are not expert. We just simply tell people about the expert's idea related to computer analysis, for example. If somebody asks you what is different between text and discourse, and then you quote an idea taken from expert, text according to Halliday is blah 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 blah. Text or discourse according Halliday blah 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 blah. Text and discourse can be simply used interchangeably according to somebody. Okay. So it is the way how to explain, the way how to answer the question should be based on experts' idea. We try to collaborate. Yeah, we try to collaborate the idea given by any experts, and you can choose which one do you choose, which one do you like by giving reason. Okay. So in dialogue, so in the conversation or in discussion in a class, it is common for the students of postgraduate, okay, uh, to expose experts' idea. If you love, for example, Halliday, you can explain whatever Halliday says about the text and the discourse. Okay, because conversation, dialogue can be text, can be discourse. Okay, depends on what approach that you are going to do in your analysis, in your writing. That's what we mean by scientific reason, scientific idea in the, whatever, in saying, in discussing, or in writing thesis. So we try to make a kind of what we call activities academically, yeah, what is what we call the academic activities. Whatever we say should be based on somebody's or expert idea or knowledge. So that's why people can see you are smart enough in applying the ideas given by some experts, or in collaborating ideas given by some experts, and then you can simply easily choose. Yeah? So according to me, from whole understanding of the text given by some experts, I choose Halliday's definitions because, okay, so you can give reasons. So this is what we mean by in writing or in discussing, telling about the ontology of your idea. the ontology of your background, the ontology of your knowledge in a certain thing. Yeah. So commonly, students of postgraduate what do you call? I can say that the practice of telling, or saying or discussing about the expert's idea, so it is the common one. Yeah, it is suggested by the lecturers. You cannot say Texas blah 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 without telling who is or whose definition it is. Okay. So make sure that whatever you say, you have to quote from expert. This is the habit, yeah, the habit of academic people, academic students, or academic society. Yeah. Now, in talking about conversation analysis, there are so many books. Yeah, there are so many books, and we can compare. We can what do you call? We can explore. I'll send you. Yeah, I'll send. I tried to send you this morning, but it is we cannot. We cannot. I don't know exactly what happened with my computer. Yeah. So I try to do it tonight. It depends on the what do you call the because there are, I have, if I'm not mistaken, I have 30 books related to this, and I'll send it to you, all of them, and then you can read it. Now, before you study something, subject, for example, whatever the subject is, you have to see the approaches. Yeah, you have to see the approaches of the subject, because you cannot say text is this, discourse is that, without knowing what kind of approach that you are going to see. Yeah. I always say to my students related to the approaches in studying, for example, linguistics. Yeah. Because in the field of linguistics, there are so many approaches, and they have different ways of the analysis. They have different rules in doing the analysis. It is the same like discourse analysis, for example, because a lot of people, a lot of experts say that conversation analysis is part of discourse analysis. So the big one is discourse analysis. What about text analysis? Some experts say text and discourse are the same. They can be used interchangeably. But some experts give a detail. Text is this, discourse is that. Text is smaller than discourse. Discourse means can be conversation, can be written text, can be spoken text, like that. So there is kind of limitation given by some expert. Yeah. Now I give you just the general one, that conversation analysis is from discourse analysis. Yeah. Discourse analysis and then related to sociology, because if you are talking about conversation, we are talking about people. If you are talking about people, we are talking about sociology, the knowledge of social, the knowledge of the people, the knowledge of group of people. And if you have group of people, means that we are having also, we talk about the way they communicate. Yeah. If you see two persons in one room or in one place, they have to talk. Okay, so it means that discourse analysis related to sociology, because we are talking about people, we are talking about how people communicate, okay, especially in the conversation. So conversation analysis is part of discourse analysis concentrate on sociology. Yeah. So sociology is talking about the people, the group of people, and and ways of communication. Yeah. Now, if we see, for example, the theory of Foucault, I give you one definition given by Foucault. What we mean by discourse? Discourse refers to the way of gathering knowledge, the way of gathering knowledge together with social practices. So we are talking about social practices. Social practices mean how they practice the communication in their daily life or their living. Yeah. Because there are so many variations of what we call of ways of communication. For example, parents to children, father to mother, husband and wife, spouses, teacher and student, student and student, student and society, student and anybody. Yeah, ways of communication is very much different, and the variations of rules in doing conversation are also different. Communication between teacher, lecturer, and students are very much different compared with the communication between doctors and patient. Doctors and patient are much different with doctors and nurses. Nurses and patient are much different with doctor and patient, and so on and so forth. Okay, so it is what do you call the possibilities of linguists like us, for example, to analyze that varieties in doing conversation. Yeah. The conversation between police and society, police and the driver, police and police and their boss, for example. So they also different. Now, in this case, the approaches of discourse analysis related to sociology we can analyze in conversation analysis. And if we look at discourse analysis and related to sociolinguistics, that is different. Sociology and sociolinguistics is much different because sociolinguistics is concentrated on the linguistics, yeah? Linguistic practices in social life. So we are talking about ethnography, for example, in this case. Yeah. Discourse analysis and sociology, we are talking about conversation analysis. And then if we are talking about discourse analysis related to sociolinguistics, we are talking about ethnography. We are talking about interactional sociolinguistics. And then we're also talking about variation theory, the theory of variation in speaking, variation in giving anything related to the conversation. Yeah, so that's different. And conversation also can be related to philosophy. Yeah, philosophy. For example, if you have the subject of pragmatics, the study of pragmatics is also study of discourse analysis. Okay, but it is related to the philosophy. Discourse analysis in philosophy, we are also discussing about speech act theory in pragmatics. So it is discourse analysis also. Yeah. Now, discourse analysis and linguistics, we have specific analysis. For example, in the structural functional can be divided into two. for example, the different, what we call, different ideal, different approaches, yeah, in linguistics. Because in linguistics, if you are talking about discourse analysis related to linguistics, means that we are talking about structural and functional. Yeah. I believe that you have heard about systemic functional linguistics. Now, in functional structural or structural functional, can be differentiated between a Birmingham school, these different approaches, what we call by systemic functional linguistics, and it is in, for example, artificial intelligence. This is a specific analysis of discourse analysis related to linguistics. For example, in systemic functional linguistics, given by European continents experts and also CDA, the conversion discourse analysis, critical discourse analysis, something like that. So there are so many varieties of doing the analysis of discourse analysis. It depends on what field you are going to see. Okay. We cannot simply say that conversation analysis is talking about the analysis of ways of people in doing conversation. No. Yeah. Depends on the approaches. Okay. Can you get what I mean here? It's very wide, actually, very wide, and we have to be careful in the analysis. And the most important thing is we have to know exactly the parts of any analysis, okay, and what approaches that they based on. Yeah. So this is very important. Any question? Or complicated? Samuel? Samuel?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you catch what I mean?
A little bit, sir.
A little bit, okay. So it's better than nothing. Okay. A little bit is better than nothing. Rashid Mubarak? Yeah, no problem. So that's why it is, I open question, I open time to question something if you do not understand or if you are not so clear related to the subject. As I said to you, that conversation analysis is very wide. It's very, very wide. Okay. So it depends on what kind of approach that you are going to see. Can be sociology, can be sociolinguistics, can be philosophy, can be linguistics, because conversation analysis can be related to pragmatics. Yeah, can be related to pragmatics. Okay, question again. Harinisa Putri. Sorry, Harinisa Fitri. Ask me a question. I promised to send you the PPT today and also the books. Yeah. Arianti, do you have a question?
Maybe how is the step of doing critical analysis?
Say again?
Critical discourse analysis, sir.
Once more, it's not clear.
I'm asking, sir, how is the step of analyzing critical discourse analysis?
You mean critical discourse analysis?
Is
Not
it?
talking about conversation analysis. Because our subject is discuss.
Do you hear me, sir?
Conversation analysis.
Oh,
If you are interested in critical discourse analysis, so it is a different part. Yeah. Still talking about discourse analysis. As I said to you, discourse analysis can be analyzed. Yeah, can be analyzed based on sociological point of view. So that's why we have conversation analysis. Discourse analysis also can be seen or can be analyzed based on sociolinguistics. Yeah. Sociolinguistics. For example, we are analyzing ethnography. We are analyzing interactional sociolinguistics or variation theory, okay, related to the discourse analysis. If you are interested in linguistics, as I said to you, that discourse analysis can be analyzed. It can be analyzed based on structural, functional. We are talking about the structural and functional, and the theory is the theory of Halliday. And in social semiotics, we have what we mean by critical discourse analysis. Yeah. Okay. Now, again, I said that the text and discourse can be used interchangeably. Yeah, can be used interchangeably. Someday we are talking about text analysis. Someday we are talking about discourse analysis. But if we see in detail, yeah, discourse analysis is bigger than text. So discourse is bigger than text, and in discourse we can have a conversation, but in text we have no conversation. It is just simply written text. But a certain expert saying that in text analysis we also have conversation. Okay, so that's why I said to you, you have to read the book and say exactly what what the expert means. Okay, and you have to stay informed that whatever you said in your writing, for example, you said it is based on experts. Okay, and tell the definition, something like that. Okay.
thank you, sir.
You need a lot of books at least in comparing the idea.
So may I?
Yep, Yuri. Okay.
Okay, so you already mentioned several experts to differentiate between the text analysis, course analysis, and conversational analysis. And I've already searched for some expert, but I couldn't find the familiar one for conversational analysis, because in the text analysis I found that A.K. Halliday that you said before, and then for discourse analysis there are Michael Foucault and Norman Fairclough. But in conversational analysis, could you please give us several experts that become like the top tier for this this field gitu sir.
Now, conversation analysis, firstly, what we call introduced in 1935. Okay, in 1935 to 1976, something like that. This is a long time ago. And you know, the expert who explore, who introduce conversational analysis is not linguists, but sociologists. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, the name of the sociologist is Harvey Sachs. Harvey Sachs. Harvey Sachs. S-A-C-K-S.
Teks karung ya, sir.
Yeah, S-A-C-K-S. Yeah.
Okay.
Harvey Sachs. So he's the sociologist. If I'm not mistaken, 1935 until 1975. Yeah. This is his idea in doing analysis in conversation. Actually, he is not linguist, actually, but he tries to collaborate between sociology and linguistics. Okay, but it is not the study of sociolinguistics, actually. Okay. So the basic knowledge of the analysis is in sociology, not in linguistics. But later on, there are some linguists who try to analyze the content, the content of the conversation, because they believe that the content of the conversation is the utterance. Okay, the utterance. The utterance means the sentence. Sentences. Conversation consists of sentences, but in conversation analysis, they say it is not sentence, but utterance. So utterance are sentences. Utterances are sentences spoken, not written. Okay. So that's why if we try to analyze conversation analysis, we have to record. We have to record the people speak each other, and then from the recordings, we try to transcribe, make a transcription of the recordings, and the content of the recordings actually they are sentences, but people say it is not sentence but utterance. Because in the difference between sentence and utterance, linguists tend to say that sentence is very formal. Sentence is very formal. The form is very formal. There is a subject, predicate, object, and so on and so forth. Okay, but utterance is a free spoken sentences. Sometimes there is no rule inside. There is the same like if we talk together with our friends in canteen in the supermarket. Okay, so the sentence is not exactly the formal one. Okay, so that's why they say it is not sentences but utterances. Okay, because they tend to say sentence should be grammatically correct, but utterance can be grammatically, can be ungrammatically. The most important thing is they can communicate each other, something like that. So I believe that it is very much interesting in doing the research of conversation, and because there are a lot of things related to producing sentence automatically or in short time, or in responding, for example, in responding, somebody say to us, and then we try to answer or to respond simply by saying or by uttering, okay, and so on and so forth. Okay. But if it is in text, in written text, the sentence, for example, is very much structural. The sentences should be formally structured, something like that. So that's why, as a linguist, we try to see the what we call ways of communication amongst or between two people. But today, the conversation is not simply say more than two person. A person can make the conversation alone. Okay, can you see the example?
It's
Can you
kind of
give me, yeah? Give me
or
example of communication alone.
Is it speech, sir?
Yeah,
Is it like speech?
speech is not conversation. It is not conversation. We are talking about conversation.
How about
What do you
monologue,
call?
sir?
Yeah.
How about monologue?
Monologue.
Monologue.
No, no.
How about giving instruction then?
Have you ever seen somebody standing up alone in a, just say under the tree, and they speak using his mobile phone? Okay. Actually, they conversation. They do conversation with somebody else in a certain place, but the expression of communication is like face to face. See what I mean here? The expression means the use of gesture, yeah, gesture. But actually, there is nobody in front of him. Just he uses or she uses mobile phone, and then by saying something by using the what you call like it is just like the person of the who he speak to is in front of him. Yeah. In Bahasa Indonesia, we can say that imagine somebody angry with somebody else in the phone. Ya. Orang yang marah melalui telepon, yang dimarahkan nggak ada di situ di depannya, tapi dia menggunakan bahasa isyarat yang seolah-olah orangnya ada di depan. Kan di situ ya. Okay. Nah, it is the phenomenon of the sociology today, especially for today. Now, if you say that it is monologue is not conversation. If it is discussion, it is conversation. Stand-up comedy, in stand-up comedy, people said it is monologue, but actually it is conversation. Stand-up comedy is a conversation because there is a response, okay, from the audience. If the comedian saying something funny, there is the reaction from the audience. So it is communication. In doing, for example, lecturing can be monologue, can be dialogue. Okay, and a lot of people say it is a dialogue between the teacher and students, even though there is no response, for example, from the students, but it's still conversation. Now, a lot of experts give a definition strictly about what we mean by conversation. Okay, so that's why in doing conversation analysis, you have to take one definition, what we mean by conversation. And who says this? By giving this, the meaning is you have to describe, or you have to write something in a right path, right path, because you use a definition given by some expert. Conversation is da 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 da. So the analysis should be based on these definitions. In writing, somebody do research about stand-up comedy. The teacher, the examiner asked the student, do you think that stand-up comedy is a kind of conversation? And then the student answered, yes, sir. Prove it. And then the student, the examiner, the examinee tried to explain. Yeah? The comedian says something, and then there is a response, loving, for example, from the audience. There is conversation, and he gave definitions of what we mean by conversation. By having this right definitions, they can what do you call, they can prove that comedian and audience is kind of conversation. Okay, so that's why we need a lot of books in order to have variations of understandings in this conversation. Harvey Sachs is one of them. Okay, and then you have Emmanuel Skigol. So I'll give it the book, yeah, later. There is a book entitled Discussing Context Analysis, given by Emmanuel A. Skigol. So this is one of the experts in sociology, actually. And there are a lot of experts. Yeah. There is also a book. The title is Conversation Analysis, written by Ian Hatsby or Hatsby. So this is a professor, doctor of philosophy from University of York, Department of Sociology. Remember that conversation analysis from the beginning is promoted by sociologists, not linguists. So that's why the analysis concentrate on way or the ways to converse, not the content. Okay, not the content. I mean, not the language itself. Okay, so ways of communication. It is the field of sociologists, but the content of the conversation is our business. Yeah. As a linguist. Okay, what else? Any other question? Now, approaches is very important. Yeah, in doing studying linguistics, approaches is very much important, because in one subject, in one field, there are so many approaches. Each approach, each approach has different rules. Each approach has different ways of analysis. So that's why you have to say or to choose by strongly give reasons. Yeah. I always said to my students that if we learn about linguistics, field of linguistics, something like semantics, and then you have to mention what semantics it is, yeah. Because formal semantics and formal semantics is very old fashion of semantics, and then there are some new ideas or new theories of semantics. Can be, it is related to natural semantics, meta language, can be generative semantics, can be axiomatic semantics, can be whatever, semantics with psycholinguistics, for example. Now, you can choose freely. You can choose freely this approach, but you have to stand infirm about the theory. You do not complicate it with the others. It's the same like syntax. What syntax that you analyze or you studied just now? Do you have a subject syntax in your class?
Yes, sir.
What syntax it is?
general syntax, sir.
Hmm? What did you study in your syntax? Is it in first semester or second semester?
We are in the third semester, sir.
The syntax.
No, the syntax was in first semester, sir.
First,
Okay,
yeah,
so,
first.
First
that's why
semester.
my question is, you have studied it, yeah?
Yes.
You
Yes,
have
sir.
studied syntax. What syntax actually? It is
Uh,
just illustration.
It
Tell
was
the
a general
basic,
syntax.
yes, the
Hmm.
basic about
basics.
diagram three diagram, I mean, like
Tree
yes.
diagram. What is it for? What is the
Pardon,
purpose of
sir?
What is the purpose of analyzing sentence using tree diagram?
To understand the structure of the text.
Yeah, all of them are to understand the structure, because syntax is talking about structure. Syntax talks about structure, so that's why in doing syntax we look at the structure. Okay, the structure of what? Sentence. Okay. So how to know the structure of sentence? By analysis. What kind of tool of analysis that you use in your syntax? Tree diagram, that's the tool. The question is, why should we tree diagram? What is the purpose? What is the main purpose of using tree diagram in analyzing sentence in your syntax? If the answer is to know the structure, it is, because syntax studying about structure. But why should be tree diagram? That's the question. That's approach. That's what we mean by the importance of understanding the approach. You use tree diagram. Okay, what theory it is? What kind of syntax it is?
Um,
Hmm?
the
Lisa?
main purpose, yes, sir. The main purpose is like to gain a deep understanding of sentence structure and grammar in natural language.
Hmm? What do you mean by natural language? Is my language is not natural?
Natural, sir. It's like
Hmm?
how to say like yang orang biasa sebut kayak NLP gitu loh, sir.
Apa
NLP.
tuh? NLP itu apa?
Bentar, sir, bentar. I forget about NLP. Oh, sir, I got it. NLP, this is from experts, sir. NLP stands for Natural Language Processing, and it refers to the field of artificial. Skip aja deh, sir. Makasih, sir.
Itu saja?
Iya, itu
Teorinya
aja.
apa tuh? Teori apa? Teori yang digunakan
NLP
apa?
itu
Pertanyaannya teorinya apa? Dalam menganalisis NLP itu pakai teori apa?
dia between human communication and computer understanding, sir.
Yang saya tanyakan teorinya.
Oh iya, teorinya.
Mana ada teori between computer and human language?
Oh,
Ada teori.
Iya, benar. Mungkin teorinya yang orang-orang pakai kayak computational application, sir.
Ke orang-orang yang saya tanya kan kalian.
Iya.
Katanya ada mata kelas sintaksis di semester kemarin. Sudah dipelajari. Saya tanya pakai teori apa? Dijawab NLP. NLP itu apa? Dapat nilai apa kemarin? Sintaksis.
Dapat A, Sir.
Kalau saya tahu seperti ini, saya kasih F itu. Saya kasih nilai F semua, karena nggak ada yang jawab kan pertanyaan saya. Teori apa yang dipakai pun nggak tahu. Bagaimana dapat A?
Aduh, lupa.
Pakai teori apa selama 1 semester itu menganalisis kalimat? Come on. Logic, I'm talking about the logical thing in S2 ya, supaya nanti kita punya wawasan keilmuan yang tajam. Terus apa lagi? Sebutkan aja teorinya apa selama 1 semester itu. Abian? Ada Abian?
Sir.
Tahu apa teori yang dipakai?
Sintaks, Sir.
Sintak itu subjeknya.
Nah,
Sintak
teorinya
itu subjeknya.
kalau
Kita kan
yang
saya
dipelajari
selalu
sintaks
katakan approach itu. Approach itu kan ke teori. Jadi kalau sintaksis yang kemarin itu kan approach apa yang dipakai? Teori apa yang dipakai? Beda teori, beda cara, beda tujuan. Kenapa harus
Teorinya,
beda-beda?
Sir,
Kan gitu.
yang pohon sintaks itu, Sir. Yang branch itu.
Kenapa mesti pakai itu? Apa untungnya kira-kira? Tujuannya apa pakai cabang-cabang itu?
Supaya understand word kategori itu, Sir. Word class-nya.
Kalau sudah tahu kategorinya, Anda sudah tahu lah kategori kata-kata itu ya.
Kayak noun phrase and verb phrase gitu, Sir.
Yakin itu? Kalau saya gurunya saya kasih F gitu, bukan E lagi, F ngulang 2 tahun.
Sir, sebenarnya
Ulang. Veronisa apa tadi?
Sebenarnya, Sir, selama kami ngerjain tridiagram itu emang dalam bentuk pohon, Sir. Kami pun
namanya kan, dengar kan? Itu namanya tridiagram.
Ya,
Tri itu kan pohon, jadi diagram pohon. Kayak pohon, ya iyalah kayak pohon, masa kayak mobil. Kan lucu itu.
Jadi, iya.
Kenapa mesti menggunakan tridiagram? Dan teori apa namanya itu? Kan itu pertanyaan dasar.
Sebenarnya teorinya lebih ke tata bahasa, Sir, sinteks teori.
Dengar, jawaban itu jawaban anak SD itu.
Iya,
Kayak sintaksis, memang sintaksis, mata kuliahnya kan sintaksis.
Iya, maaf.
Tapi kan approach tadi, pendekatan tadi, di sintaksis itu kan ada beberapa pendekatan. Anda menggunakan tridiagram. Apa nama teorinya?
Kalau saya nggak salah, Sir, kayak constituency grammar, pakai pendekatan itu, Sir. Constituency grammar, dependency grammar, lexical functional grammar, atau yang biasa disebut LFG. Itu enggak tuh?
Anda yakin itu pakai tridiagram? Yang Anda sebutkan teori-teori itu? Dengar ya, ini satu ini suatu penjelasan yang supaya kita tidak malu nanti. Karena saya nanti ditanya tamatan mana? S2 bahasa Inggris USU. Siapa dosennya? Sianu. Pak dia ada situ, ada. Nah, itu malu saya. Pendekatan, approach ya. Ini untuk semua, bukan untuk Anda saja. untuk Miftahur, untuk Kairunisa, Samuel, semuanya yang ada 15 orang ya. Approach pendekatan. Ya. Jadi yang saya tanyakan teori apa yang digunakan dalam analisis itu? Teori sintaks. Sintaks itu mata pelajarannya, subjeknya. Sintaksis, ya, sintaksis itu kan banyak pendekatannya. Ada yang formal sintaksis, ada yang traditional sintaksis, ada yang transformational sintaksis, ada yang functional sintaksis, ada yang typological sintaksis, ada yang macam-macam, ada 10 atau berapa. Nah, yang mana satu yang kalian pelajari, yang ada tree diagram tadi? Ya. Apa nama teorinya? Ada yang tahu tuh?
May I share the screen, sir? Actually, the lecturer didn't give any kind of theory, and then she just straight to the how to analyze the sentence using three diagram about the deep structure, surface structure, and so on, gitu, sir.
And you did not ask the question.
So, this one, sir.
Itu nama teorinya.
But I couldn't. Who's the expert? Say that. Say this. What? The theory. I don't think this is theory, but it's just show us how to analyze the sentence using transformation.
Now, listen carefully. I ask you what theory do you use in doing this? In knowing deep structure, in knowing surface structure, and you have the theory. What kind of the name of the theory? Yang saya tanyakan cuma nama teorinya, bukan isi teori itu. Kita tahu isi teorinya, nggak tahu nama teorinya. Secara ilmiah, kan sama saja Anda makan lahap, tanya makan apa, nggak tahu makan apa, tapi lahap. Anda nggak pernah tanya di kedai nasi, ini kok enak kali, apa nama masakannya? Nggak pernah tanya itu. Cara analisisnya seperti ini. Apa Pak nama teorinya Pak? Pernah dengar transformational generative grammar?
Pernah.
Siapa yang mencanangkan itu? Transformational generative grammar atau disebut dengan TJ grammar. Siapa pencetusnya?
Chomsky? Wait.
Apa?
Noam Chomsky. Bukan, sebentar.
Ngaji buka-buka catatan. Luar kepala itu. Oke, ini sebagai pencerahan saja lah ya. Supaya kita nggak apa. Nama teorinya TJ grammar. TJ itu transformational generative grammar. Anda harus tanya, kok pakai ini Pak? Kok mesti pakai transformational generative grammar Pak dalam menganalisis kalimat? Apa nggak ada teori lain? Tujuan transformative grammar itu apa Pak? Target akhirnya apa? Kalau bandingkan teori lain, apakah ini yang paling tepat dalam menganalisis kalimat? Apa tidak ada yang lain? Biasanya kritik seperti itu. Anda sebagai mahasiswa S2 yang nilai apanya itu, nilai ilmiahnya itu lebih tinggi dibanding S1. Kalau S1 apa yang dikasih ditelan, S2 jangan. Waktu kita dikasih, tengok dulu, ini cocok enggak ini? Jangan langsung telan. Ya, tahu-tahu nanti racun cyanida yang ditelan. Oke, transformational generative apa tadi pertanyaan?
Enggak, Sir. Tadi kan terbilang harusnya yang jadi pertanyaan yang dari TG Grammar ini seperti target akhirnya apa. Kebetulan saya pernah baca juga, Sir, ternyata yang Noam Chomsky justru dia nggak memiliki target akhir yang spesifik, Sir, tentang itu.
Dari mana tahu?
Dari expert juga, Sir.
Dari analisisnya itu, setelah kita pakai tree
Iya,
diagram, dengarkan ya. Tadi kan diceritakan ada tree diagram. Tujuannya adalah untuk menganalisis kalimat. Ya kan? Tujuannya. Apa target tujuan itu? Setelah kita menggunakan alat tree diagram itu akhirnya apa? Apa yang kita peroleh? Apa yang kita peroleh dari menggunakan tree diagram? Itu kan kalau kalimat. Kalau kita menganalisis frasa apa namanya? Kalau kalimat kan tree diagram. Kalau frasa kita analisis, bisa nggak kita menganalisis frasa? Bisa, dengan menggunakan apa? Tree diagram bukan. Apa? Wah, dapat A semua kan? Yang lain. Untuk mengetahui struktur kalimat itu ya iyalah. Analisnya kan untuk menganalisis kalimat. Jadi tujuannya mengerti analisis kalimat itu menggunakan diagram pohon. Kenapa mesti diagram pohonnya dipakai? Kalau diagram pohonnya dipakai untuk menganalisis kalimat, kalau menganalisis frasa apa namanya? Apakah tree diagram juga? Kan? Oke, pertanyaan lagi. Come on. Tree diagram is used to analyze sentence. So what tools you use to analyze phrase or phrases? Kalau memang teori transformasi itu yang digunakan. Ada pertanyaan, Yuri? Mursid? Mursid? Mubarok? Syahar? Tika? Halo?
Oh, yes, sir.
Apa kita gunakan untuk menganalisis frasa? Kalau kalimat kan tree diagram. Kalau frasa apa? Apa alat yang kita gunakan?
Actually, I have no idea, sir.
You have no.
Yes, sir. Saya sedang mencari juga nih, sir.
Untuk apa dicari? Orang udah lulus A.
I
Kan sudah
forgot.
dapat A kan ya?
Enggak, sir. Saya B kayaknya.
B tinggi. Sangat memuaskan.
Yes, sir. I try to remind again, sir.
Baru kemarin hari Mei. Oke, pertanyaan lagi ini dengarkan semua ya. dengarkan hati-hati semua. Saya pakai bahasa Indonesia supaya lebih lancar, lebih mudah dipahami. Teorinya tadi transformational generative grammar gagasan Noam Chomsky. Itu teori yang dikembangkan tahun 1955. Ya. Sampai akhirnya teori transformasi itu dari tahun 55 sampai 2010 kalau nggak salah kemarin habis teorinya. Dia nggak bisa kembangkan lagi. Ya, Chomsky-nya udah bingung, udah nggak bisa dikembangkan lagi. Malah dia beralih ke politik, tidak ke linguistik lagi. Nah, dari 1955 sampai yang terakhir itu, transformational grammar itu mengalami perubahan-perubahan. Kalau nggak salah, 8 kali perubahan. Salah satunya adalah government binding theory, sama teori yang terakhir itu yang sampai sekarang tidak dipakai. Nah, dari 8 kali perubahan itu, yang mana yang dipakai? 8 kali perubahan teori. Teorinya tetap transformasi, tapi caranya berbeda. Yang terakhir, yang masih banyak dipakai orang itu government binding theory atau X-bar teori, teori palang misalnya. Di antara 8 itu yang mana yang Anda pakai? Teori palang kah? X-bar kah? Yang mana? Kalau teori palang atau X-bar, kenapa mesti teori palang? Kenapa nggak teori yang lain, yang 7 lainnya itu? Kenapa nggak government binding theory? Kok mesti X-bar teori? Apa bedanya? This is what I mean by the critical thinking of the students of postgraduate. Harus begitu. Jadi jangan apa yang dikasih itu yang dimakan, dan setelah dimakan nggak tahu pula. Think critically. Makanya diharapkan critical thinking untuk postgraduate student itu penting sekali. Malah kemarin saya dengar ada mahasiswa yang sudah tamat, saya saying good luck, wisuda kemarin, dia jumpai saya, Pak, saya sudah wisuda Pak, bagus, alhamdulillah, tinggal cari kerjaan, mudah-mudahan ilmu yang didapatkan bisa digunakan di masyarakat segala macam. Entah bagaimana percakapannya sampai ke mata pelajaran, dia sendiri yang nanya, Pak, saya kurang puas dengan mata kuliah morfosintaksis. Nggak puas dari mana? Bingung saya. Dua dosennya dua-dua beda. Semester 1 saya belajar morfologi, semester 2 saya belajar sintaksis. Jadi morfosintaksis seperti itu. Itulah pertanyaan dia. Jadi menurut Anda, ya itu Pak yang kami pelajari semester 1, we are talking about morphology. Semester berikutnya we are talking about syntax. Mata pelajarannya morfosintax itu. Dia sendiri ketawa. Ya. Jadi kalau saya sedih bukan ketawa. 1 tahun waktu sia-sia hanya mempelajari yang salah kan. Dan itu didiamkan. Anda nggak protes. Jadi critical thinking-nya di mana? Kan kasihan kan. Jadi gimana saya? Ya nasib mulah nak saya bilang. Oke, nah seperti itulah yang perlu Anda pikirkan. Ini sekarang sudah pukul 14.39, kita selesai 14.40. Saya padakan sampai sini ya. Saya janji nanti malam saya kirim PowerPoint dan buku untuk grup kita. Tadi sudah saya lihat ada grupnya sudah. Supaya nanti kita minggu depan, saya harapkan kita masuk di kelas lah. Jangan Setuju masuk kelas minggu depan?
Jam
Sudah
berapa
enggak?
kira-kira?
Jam
berapa kira-kira?
Ya jam ini terserah kalian jam berapa. Mau ganti hari boleh, ganti jam boleh. Asal jangan hari Minggu lah.
How about Friday, sir?
Friday what time? After Salat Jumat.
No, we still have another class in the morning around 8,
I have one at 9:40.
9:40. Okay. How about at 8?
8 to 9 only.
Only 1 hour. Okay.
Okay, if you want, we enter the class at 8. Before 8. 8 to 9:15. Okay, 8 to 9:15.
Is it okay
And
for you, sir?
yeah,
Is it okay for you
for
to?
me it's okay because I have second class. I have second period at 9:15 or something at the same building. Okay. 1 hour and 15 minutes is okay, I think.
Sir.
Okay, we start next week, yeah? Next Friday.
I'm sorry, sir. I think that I can't attend in your class karena saya lagi hamil besar, sir, dan saya lagi di rumah mertua saya. Jadi saya izin hibrid ya, sir, minggu depan.
Boleh lah, boleh.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Oke ya, kita adakan sekian. See you next week. Sehat-sehat semua, supaya lancar kuliahnya dan lancar yang berhalangan ya, silakan. See you ya.
Baik, sir.
Oke.
Sir juga sehat-sehat.
Oke, see
See you,
you.
sir.
Nice weekend, sir.
Ya.